Having faith in the guidance of the celestial powers above, we can align and realign ourselves confidently below here on this earth. There is a divine purpose of the interconnectedness that we have with everyone and everything. Yet we need to navigate our own individual paths to achieve our happiness, abundance, and contentment in life. The outer planets are like our gurus or counselors who enlighten our paths. With the knowledge in hand, we can carve our own routes towards our individual goals. Now, with the main planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto gone direct, we have gained enough clarity of thoughts and they gently woke us up to a new energy. With Uranus going direct on January 18th, 2022 in sensual Taurus, it makes us realize the importance of self care. We are bound to feel that spring in our life and steps that awaken us to new possibilities. Attitudes, basically, Uranus is here to teach us to detach in certain ways, for we need to adopt new attitudes and uproot ourselves from negative aspects that drained us. Thus, the altering moments of life will push us to do better and put us on the right path. So, as life progresses, we must adapt to changing circumstances, alter our attitudes, beliefs, and actions. Life is a process, and our beliefs need to change in accordance to our awakenings. Rigidity and stubbornness needs to melt away, giving way to freshness in our life. Neptune starts its direct motion on this 1st December 2021. This actually removes the veil from our eyes and we truly connect with our feelings, our core strength of the heart. On an inner level, there's a great deal of psychological and spiritual transformation. The level of self confidence increases with these outer planets. I have endeavored to guide and prescribe for each zodiac as to how they could handle their lives in the coming year of 2022, starting their preparation from the month of December onwards. So, in one line, start the year 2022 afresh by learning the art of letting go and moving on with experience. Herald the year 2022 with bold decisions, be independent of thought, word, and action. Charity begins at home. Responsibility towards your own happiness is of paramount importance. Create the life you want for yourself and experience how the world opens up to you and the world adapts to you. Be the master of your own life. So, Scorpio, the year 2022 seems happy forever, a fun kind of year for you. Since your fifth house is very powerful, especially until May 11th and from October 29th to December 21st. So you can say half the year is the seeds that you sow, and the rest half is spent on reaping the benefits. So this is a time for exploring the fun side of life. It's a very good year to indulge in your creative hobbies. It's fertile. So whether you indulge practically or creatively, you're bound to do wonders for yourself. Health and energy will definitely be better than the last year, but you should still need to monitor your energy levels. Two powerful long term planets are in stressful alignment with you, so make sure you take intermittent breaks and enough rest. Balance your personal and professional life in such a way that you avoid taking stress. Finances remain excellent this year, especially if you're sowing your seeds in the first half of 2022 until May 11th. And then you could probably review and do course corrections from October 29th to December 21st. For those who are seeking job opportunities, just keep your eyes and ears open as you will encounter excellent job opportunities. Unemployed Scorpios will not remain unemployed for long. Even those already employed can be offered better job opportunities or promotions in their present company. Saturn has been in your fourth house since December 2020 and remains there for the year ahead. Thus, the home and family situation seems teeny weeny burdensome, but actually, you just need to be organized or do some decluttering and readjustment so that your structure becomes firm once again. Taking on more responsibility on your shoulders is not a good idea. You need to make everyone understand and teach them to take their own responsibility. Uranus has been in your seventh house of love for many years now and will be there for some more time. Your relationships get tested. The existing ones are tested even more severely. To top it all, we have four eclipses in the year ahead. So the impact can be very powerful. Love can be stormy. How you weather it is what will test your resilience. Pluto has been in your third house for 20 years or so, a very long term transit. He'll be there for the year ahead, but is almost getting ready to leave the house. This transit impacts on your siblings or youngsters in your neighborhood and family. So the situations around you have undergone radical transformation over the years. Sometimes you've had stormy, tumultuous relationships. 2022 is the time when you either need to move on or extend olive branches so that the relationships that are important to you can be reunited. For those of you involved in education, the learning has been slower, but there are through your books and also through the realizations that you have in the practical life. The things that will interest you the most this year, especially from May 11th to October 29th and December 21st onwards, transformations of your health, love, and romance. In regards to your health, as I've said earlier, it will be much improved over the past years. And the good news is that your sixth house becomes very powerful after May 11th. So, health is actually an upward trend. You can further enhance your health and prevent problems from developing only if you give attention to your diet and follow the discipline of your physical exercise. So, Mars' unusually long stay in your eighth house shows that even if surgery is recommended to you, it will be in your favor. It's a planet of action. Mars, which is an action planet, is also your health planet. While not the fastest or the slowest of the planets, it will nevertheless will be moving through six signs and houses of your horoscope this year. So there could be short-term health. There could be short-term health issues or trends, as you say, but they're best dealt by just being cautious. Do not overdo or underdo things. In regards to your fourth house, which pertains the home and family, has been prominent since last year and is a house of power this year too. There has been a lot of movement for some of you, and it could have been complicated. Rest assured, there's no movement in the year ahead. Or I would put it this way, it's not advisable for you to make many changes on the home front. Try to make your home space more efficient. The family situations or the issues need to be dealt with, so address them. It may seem stressful and you may feel bound by duty and obligation. There can be disappointments, but yet you need to address them. You're bound to feel burdened if you're going to take extra responsibilities on your shoulders. You have two options in front of you. Either you speak your truth and teach everyone to shoulder their own responsibilities, or just grit your teeth and endure it. My advice to you is speak the truth. Take on responsibilities, only the ones that you can shoulder. Know yourself, know your capabilities, know your talents and potentials. Then build a space for yourself. You have to be aggressive, but calmly. You have to be patient, but speak your truth. The cosmos has very interesting ways to make us realize about our karmas. Scorpions are undergoing a karmic trend, a karmic situation. So handling this will lead to much spiritual growth. Saturn in the fourth house gives a tendency to depression. You need to avoid this as it never helps. Meditation will be very useful for you. So, doing some yoga exercises will give you that extra energy to decide what is the correct way for you. Learn to enjoy your burdens rather than chafe at them. Saturn also rules your third house of communication and intellectual interests. So, if you're making the home as much a place of learning, then you need to build up your library, install your computers and software so that you enjoy your working space. The third house rules your friends, siblings, and your neighbors. Spending time with them will be productive. So, your financial planet Jupiter is behaving unusual this year. Normally, he spends nearly all the year on one side, but in 2022, he's spending approximately half the year in Pisces and half the year in Aries. So, this implies that when Jupiter is in Aries, it's important that you take action and expand with your ideas and manifestations. And when it's retrograde in Pisces, you need to intend also marks and makes you aware of important financial changes happening to you this year. There is a need for you to do a shift in your financial attitude. Even though financials look good, especially until May 11th and from October 29 to December 21st, when Jupiter will be in your fifth house of fun, children, and personal creativity. Jupiter is also traveling with Neptune, which is the most spiritual of all the planets. This combination is actually giving you many messages which you need to adhere. Your tendency to be more speculative is on the cards. So it's important for you that you only take calculated risks or listen to that inner voice of yours whenever dabbling in speculative ventures. Do not be rash or be impulsive in your approach. Spending time with the youngsters can be very productive from all sides. You can inspire them, motivate them, and yet make your money too. Literally, this transit actually motivates everyone and also shows the way of how happy money can be made, which means money that is earned in happy ways and is spent happily is actually ensures abundance and success. So whenever we follow a passion, money automatically follows. Jupiter traveling with Neptune shows a fabulous financial intuition, actually a shortcut to wealth. Good intuition is worth more than many years of hard labor, more marketable this year. Your personal creativity is much enhanced. On May 11th, Jupiter moves into Aries, your sixth house. So Jupiter is stronger in your fifth house than he is in your sixth. So you will work harder for earnings, but they will come. You still may take some risks after May 11th as well. You should make a quick financial judgment and perhaps jump into things. Investments and purchases can be made by listening to that inner voice of yours. So, when the intuition is good, these things work out well. Jupiter in Aries likes the quick buck, fast money. So be careful here, as there are predators out there who can exploit these tendencies. So Jupiter in Aries favors earning the old fashioned way through hard work and productive service. Very nice job opportunities can be seized if you can just be aware of what is happening or required in your vicinity. The combination of Jupiter and Neptune favors the health industry, like pharmaceuticals, health, foods, health products, and companies that supply doctors and surgeons. So, your priority this year should be your home and family. The year ahead is all about dealing with the family and your emotional wellness. Once this is in order, the career will automatically fall into place. In regards to your love and social life, as mentioned earlier, love is going to be very challenging for you this year. Uranus occupies your seventh house, and this planet always tests the current relationships, whether they're personal or professional. So, by the time Uranus is finished with you in a few years, you will be in a whole new social circle of network. Even though your relationships are being tested and you may feel that you're being stressed out, but actually the planet is paving the way for your liberation. Even though you might not feel it that way now, his position in your house of love has many meanings. It shows you the way for socializing love relationships amicable, or else you move on without torturing each other and making your emotional life more healthy. While making and concentrating on yourself, improvement in the year 2022, you need to understand that Saturn has been in your fourth house since last year. So, this position creates a tendency to repress your feelings. Control of the emotional nature is a great thing, and it is one of the spiritual lessons for the year ahead. So, the advice for you is that control has nothing to do with repression. You need to direct your emotions through your attention and your will. It may seem hard in the beginning when one is boiling over with negativity. So, what is needed is a positive way to release your negative emotion in a way that is harmless to you and the people around you. So, by speaking your truth in a calm, non aggressive manner, you'll be able to release your feelings. It is then very easy to change the mood to something positive and constructive. So, the best way to deal with your emotions and feelings are by repeating positive affirmations, chanting your mantra, praying and meditating, and doing yogic exercises. This will change your entire attitude to life. Uranus has been in your seventh house of love for some years now and will be there for some more years to come. Apart from the worldly phenomena that this produces, there are spiritual lessons happening that will last for the rest of your life. So, the main purpose of this planetary transit in your zodiac is an understanding for you to get comfortable with your romantic change and instability. Embrace it. Go with the flow. Go with what your intuition tells you to do. The nature always compensates. If one thing is taken away, something else will come to replace it. And often that's a better standing. The longer you are in turmoil about any situation or feelings, you will not experience the divine intelligence. Learn to accept what comes naturally. By getting attuned to your intuition, your creativity gets heightened, and many of you will discover the talents and potentials you never knew you possessed. Your spirit or your soul is inspiring you to express yourself in the most truthful and honest way that you can. So stay blessed and have a rewarding 2022.